How to adjust monitor's backlight brightness in Windows. My monitor is more than an arm's length away from me, so adjusting its backlight brightness is quite inconvenient. Is there a way in Windows to adjust the backlight using the keyboard and/or mouse only? If so, how?
Update, October 30th, 2015. Screen Bright seems discontinued, but as at wrong username suggested, Pango Bright might be an alternative. The solution I am using right now. I found, Enable DDC/C, option in my display settings. The Screen Bright program was able to modify it, although I think its GUI is quite terrible and easy to break you custom settings. My screens also flicker a lot when changing brightness. Nevertheless, it has a command line interface, which is much better. Especially when you create your own GUI, which is around 5 minutes in C#, or use plain Windows shortcuts. Old setup. As a side note to the Dell brightness change, I can confirm that it also did work for me. My setup was Dell Latitude laptop, 5520 I believe. Dell docking station, the extended version. Dell U2412M screens, connected via DV. The laptop itself had a built-in GPU, Intel HD 2500. In its software there was a tab called Monitor Settings, ERC. It did indeed communicate with the displays and somehow change their built-in brightness settings. I weren't able to do much more, change profiles, for example, and it took quite a while to initialize. There was also a 2 to 3 seconds delay between the setting of the brightness and actual change. I guess it was mostly due to the screens, which changed brightness gradually. I've updated my PC to the regular workstation, and unfortunately I wasn't able to find similar setting in the NVIDIA control panel. Edit, it seems that my previous setup used DDC.
I found Click Monitor from a recommendation on Superuser. Softmix from ddcc.com allows lots of control, but it's too low-level technical for regular use. Just to control brightness and contrast I'm using this URL, Windows. Answered March 15 at 2309 Allen. Desktop LCD monitor which allows backlight to be controlled in software. Click Monitor is a portable freeware tool to adjust brightness or contrast of a DDC-compatible monitor. This URL. It's the most user-friendly application that I've tried. You can quickly jump to any brightness and contrast number that is a multiple of 5, and then finally adjust. There are also hotkeys and command line commands. For example, B20C30. Brightness 20, contrast 30. Click Monitor also allows you to jump to a volume. With a default Windows 10 volume control, it's hard to see the exact volume number that you will jump to. Click Monitor has 20 volume buttons that are each a multiple of 5, and they go from 0 to 100. I also tried this recommendation in combination with Click Monitor. Flux v3.10 has additional functionality to control actual brightness using hotkeys Alt plus page down and Alt plus page up. Answered June 25, 14 at 1725 Karen. Flux is a filter, and it can get you darker than Click Monitor and your monitor will by themselves. Edit, April 24, 2018. I've noticed that Click Monitor might not work on all monitors. Alternatives include Desktop Dimmer, this URL, or Pango Bright, this URL.
The application Display Tuner can control the brightness for many different LCD/TRT monitors. However, if backlight is a separate setting on your monitor, you might be out of luck.
If you use an NVIDIA graphics driver, resource from here. Right-click on Desktop and select NVIDIA Control Panel. Click on Adjust Desktop Color Settings at the left-hand side navigation bar. Select NVIDIA Settings and you can now move the slider for brightness and contrast. Have a look here. This URL.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.